And already we come in this great illumination upon this sacred space, on sacred ground, for the way has been prepared, the very thought and intention to be of service, to unite with the family of light in the unfoldment of the divine plan, which is the great divine radiance of the limitless light, anchored in unconditional love, to bring forth the lower densities into the higher densities, the lower vibrations into the higher, to bring a great upliftment into this cosmic dynamic that is unfolding, that draws all those who love and seek God, the Supreme Creator, the sensing and knowing of our individual and collective parts in that. And so there is this sacred calling, this urging, this soul pulse that moves us forward and upward in this quest, in this goal, a promise, a sacred promise to ourselves, individually, collectively, and to the divine. And so we find ourselves in sacred holiness, in great humility, and in great wonderment and honorment when we realize who we are, why we are here, and the path we have chosen. And simply for these few moments here now, beloveds, let us breathe this sacred, holy, sacred grace that flows in. Let us breathe it deep into our beingness. It fills our physical body, inflates our lungs, and oxygenates our whole circulatory system as it moves about our beating heart, the source and area of the sacred heart chakra, where this great convergence of love settles. And we find ourselves within this energetic field that continues to expand in this unconditional love, the deepest and highest sanctuary of the divine, as we tap into it and it now responds. As you continue your great and grand quest, the cosmic quest of a great and divine unfoldment, moving into the greater and grander parts of ourselves and all that is that we know we play a role. And so we simply breathe the holy, sacred in-breath and out-breath. For with each breath, as we breathe in the radiance of this light, as we breathe out the unconditional love we hold, as with each in-breath and out-breath, it expands this true core of who we are, our true divine nature, unfolding and expanding, encompassing the myriad of beings of radiant ones who are intimate to us as we to them. And we sense and feel, even in physical, mental, and emotional bodies, their sacred presence, their loving support. This family of light that we've always sensed and know in the deepest parts of ourselves, no matter the great delusions and illusions and distractions of a physical world, that their presence is there. And so now we choose to accelerate our connection with them, more anchored into our physical expression, mental and emotional. For the veils have thinned, and those time locks are now unlocking. And great codes of light that have been flowing in from greater and newer created portals of light held by the family of light upon this sacred earth to bring forth the divine codes of light, to shower upon the earth and all of her life as we bring the ascension forward, back home. And so each and every in-breath and out-breath, as we remember our cosmic memory, our cosmic connection, our family of light, and the higher parts of ourselves, even as we walk this material world, in the understanding that we are never alone. Esri Umpalti Ata Yodhe Bodhe, I am not alone. And this understanding, beloveds, will become more clear, more profound, and more dynamic as the days and the months and years to come. And so we say to you, O children of the earth, those children of light, who have always sensed and have always known, have always been on the quest. For it is this quest, beloveds, that you have been on that has prepared you for your greatest and grandest mission, sense, and purpose. That you can be the light, that you can be the comforter, that you can be the healer, that you can be the way shower. For there will be many still lost in the maze of Maya, lost into the confusion, lost into the delusion and the illusion. And it is for these that you stand out, that you assist and you help more now than ever. And as the time goes by, in this special cycle of time for all humanity, for all the kingdoms of the earth, for the entire solar system, for the entire universe. As great shifting of worlds take place, as the old ones die and the new ones are created in the ever expanding of creation, of death and rebirth, an eternal cycle. And in this greater knowledge, in this greater wisdom, in this higher level consciousness, your role is needed as it is supported by your family of light. And as you now choose to make known the unknown, beloveds, as you now become more empowered in the dynamics of your great divine powers, as you are able to pierce through the veils and see more clearly now, as you hold on to those thoughts that come and no longer ignore them, but embrace them. For they are the whispers of your soul, your higher guidance, your higher family. Those whispers, we say embrace and focus and analyze until it becomes part of who and what you are, to unlock your higher divinity encoded in your very DNA. Your DNA holds great light. And it is in these whispers from the divine that comes the keys to unlock that light within you. That you no longer, beloveds, doubt your own magnificence and greatness. That you now, beloveds, do step into your power that you've always had and you have always sensed. That the time for doubt and uncertainness, the time for confusion and uneasiness is now behind you, even as great change comes. And for those that are in the midst of Gaia, into its illusion, into its manipulations, that no longer can see clearly, that fall into the lower vibrations of fear, that you are in your power to show the way home. So, beloveds, as you embrace those higher whisperings of yourself, as you choose no longer to doubt, as you embrace and incorporate the love that flows your way with illumined understanding, embrace, collect, integrate, and process. For the time is now for your great work. The time is now for you to stand in your power. The time is now for you to be who you are, where you are, and bring forth light, love, healing, and comfort to so many. See clearly here now, there is a dome, a sacred dome. And as we look at this dome upon a great temple, and this dome holds the diamond light coming from the upper worlds of the celestial realms of light. And as we can see, this dome, which has been a symbol upon the earth as well as in many other worlds, it is a container. It holds great knowledge in its space. It holds the frequency of the upper worlds within its space. And so we are invited to move into the middle of this temple under this dome of light. It is a light that is indescribable in physical terms. But all are well aware that its radiance comes from the highest worlds of light contained in this dome. And naturally and instinctively and intuitively, we move into the center under this dome of light. And as we scan the spaces around us, we see the myriad of radiant ones from all lines of creation holding this sacred space for us. And this diamond light continues to become more radiant, more powerful, and more anchored until we find ourselves within a great Leoish Shekinah, a pillar of great light emanating and flowing down from this dome. It is a dome connected to a higher dome of light that is connected to a higher dome of light. And all we simply do is we see, sense, and feel ourselves within this radiance, knowing that it moves in through all parts of ourselves and expressions. It moves into our physical, mental, and emotional bodies upon the earth. It also moves into many parts of ourselves, expressed in many other ways on different timelines. And now we really breathe in the sacred holy breath. For this light is filled with the diamond light of the upper worlds. And it allows us now to become more aware of our divine and sacred powers, of our connection to the family of light that continually whispers to us from our own higher expressions, seeking to connect with us, for us to move and do our sacred mission, journey, and duty. And now we think of our own Earth Mother and see her in our spiritual eye And within this dome, we place her in our heart. We place her in the chest area of our own beating heart, the area of the Holy of Holies. And as we place her in our heart of compassion and unconditional love, as we receive these diamond codes from the upper worlds, we embrace her and we hold her in this sacred holy love for her healing, for her balancing, for her purification, and for her ascension. And we hold our positions in this sacred order these few moments now. And as we feel the love exchange of our own divine Earth Mother, as we embrace her into our higher hearts of compassion and unconditional love for her healing, as the divine unconditional alchemy of love heals her, brings her into balance, brings her into peace, divine purification for her ascension and for all of her life. We sense and feel the love exchange between us and her, and the love that pours in from our family of light as we are beneath this dome of great diamond light, holding the codes, the divine cosmic memories, the sacred time locks now unlocked. And as we could be in this loving embrace forever, it seems, she deep into our hearts, which has brought her to us, and we to her. We make note of this loving exchange that is taking place, that further connects us more deeply to her as it does to our family of light. Stronger connections, integrated divine sacred codes, time locks now unlocked. We breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath these few more times as we know the return has come. We scan our environment one more time and see the divine sacred radiance of this domed temple of light, emanating from a higher temple, emanating from a higher temple. And we remember why we are here upon the sacred earth, what we are here to do, and our steps to move forward in our mission and our duty. With unconditional love and light as our shield and our armor. And the sense of the return has come, and as such, we can see that this Leawish Shekinah, this diamond light, this pillar of light begins slowly to recede back to its source as the dome and the temple begins to move back to its source, as all those who have held this sacred space for us draws in their electromagnetic field as we draw in ours. And with the earth still within our heart, she stays, even as we intend to be back fully in our physical, mental, and emotional bodies. For we are one with her and she is one with us. As our connection deepens, as our memory does as well. And on the count of 3, we will intend to be back and fully anchored, awake and alert, and deeply grounded. 1, 2, take a deep breath in, and 3, we are back, awake, alert, and we are grounded.